All right, Kira, we're here today to talk about what the true value of being a caregiver is. And thank you for being with us today. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so hi, my name is Kira. I just want to take a moment and acknowledge that I'm wearing a mask because we're observing our COVID and wanting to take the right precautions. We are encouraging all of our caregivers to wear their masks and requiring it when they're home. But since we're social distancing now, I'm going to go ahead and take my mask off so you guys can hear and understand me. So, being a caregiver, Lauren, is extremely important, and it's a heartfelt task that not everybody is made out to be. And so, we're really looking for caregivers that have a heart of service, that want to make an impact in the community, touch lives one member at a time. And so, it comes with a large responsibility, but a very meaningful and impactful difference that can be made in our community.
Can you talk about some of the career enhancing benefits that it offers?
Absolutely, and I can speak from experience as working myself up all the way from a patient care tech up to a nurse and now an executive director, that if you get in with caregiving, getting that hands-on experience, working one-on-one with someone in the home, it can then open other doors. We've had several caregivers that have worked within our agency that has been a caregiver in the field and then came in and became a program aide and then moved up to an interventionist and then potentially even a practitioner. There are also other career paths that you could take. By getting your feet wet with being a caregiver, you could then open up a door to become a certified nursing assistant, a CNA. And then once you get in with being a CNA, you could also then increase and go to an LPN, RN, and all the way up the chain. So really the sky's the limit, and it really just will depend on the motivation and intent that a caregiver has when they come to work with Home Assist Health.
Wonderful. Can you talk a little bit about supporting the community need?
Absolutely. Right now, with our COVID pandemic, we are having a heightened need that we've not seen before. It's just unprecedented. I'm getting calls and emails and fax every single day with people in need in community, people who are new to Arizona long-term care that will need a caregiver for the first time, to members that were at a different agency that can no longer provide those services because of the pandemic, or someone that's transitioning from the hospital that needs additional support, or even somebody who's now at the end of their stage in their journey and on hospice and needing care that's being provided into their home. So we have a huge need for caregivers, and we have opportunities from entry level all the way up, and we would just love to be able to have an opportunity to bring more people in so that we can serve our community that is in such a desperate need at this time.
And then talk about some of the emotional benefits of being a caregiver.
Oh, absolutely. I speak to this almost every single day. When you work at an office where maybe you're a receptionist or a telemarketer, when you call off, it doesn't matter. It's just faxes and text messages that go back and forth. You're pushing paper. When you're here as a caregiver, you're touching a human life. That is a one-on-one connection that you have. You're getting someone out of bed. You are preparing food. You're assisting them to and from their doctor's appointment. It is such a meaningful task that will literally touch and impact somebody's life well beyond what you even know. So it really takes somebody that has heart and grit to do this type of work. And not only will you be touched by the service that you're giving, but your member will be touched as well, and you'll create a bond that can't be replaced.
Now, I know as part of Home Assist Health that you do offer programs and training, and we thought we would share a couple of things, some tips and tricks of things that you can show how to care for someone, and I thought we could do some demonstrations. So I'll let you kind of take the lead on how we want to start those tips and tricks.
Absolutely. I just want to take a moment and brag, if I can, for a second for Home Assist Health that I have been in a lot of different home care agencies and worked in a lot of different training centers and even been a teacher as a medical assistant instructor. And I have not seen a facility as nice as this, with the equipment we have, the dummies, the length that the trainers go to make sure that these caregivers come out with the training and the opportunities that they have. I just don't think you can beat this level of training and the support that they have here from the trainers. So I wanted to give a shout out to the trainers here at Home Assist Health, and kudos to Home Assist Health for providing this level that we're not seeing anywhere else. And so I'd like to show at least two tricks or just important pieces that I think might be helpful in the home. during this time that can maybe save you a little time as a caregiver, and then also be proactive and preventive in spreading things.
Great.
Okay, so I wanted to show you a little trick that I've learned along the way that can help prevent the spread of germs. But I also kind of want to give you some background knowledge is that as caregivers, we're instructed to do frequent light housekeeping, and that can be washing bed linens, vacuuming, sweeping, and mopping. But one thing that often doesn't get cleaned as well as it should would be our pillows. There was actually a study that was released a couple years ago that said that our household pillows were actually dirtier than our bathroom toilet seats, and that's because we clean our bathrooms once a week or more frequently with bleach, and we're wiping things down, but not as frequently do we actually wash our pillows, put them through the washing machine and dryer with bleach, or spray them and hang them outside. So you're drooling on it, you're sweating on it, you're coughing into it, and so it is just one massive pile of germs that can just be spread from one area to another. And so if you were like me growing up, you were taught to kind of hold your pillow underneath your chin, grab that pillowcase, and kind of shake it or shimmy it on. When you're doing that, you're putting somebody else's germs right against your body. You're up nice and close, hugging it, and then you have the ability to take those germs home with you. And when you hug your children or your loved one, now you're this vessel of transmitting. So I would like us to not do that when we are in somebody else's home. So one of the things that I've learned is to turn my pillowcase inside out, and then where the tag is on the pillowcase is kind of where you'd like to stick your hand. And then you'll grab the tag on the end of the pillowcase, and then you just hold it. And then you can actually pull your pillowcase down and shimmy it right over top of it without ever actually having to hold it against you or doing that kind of shake that will then let all those germs kind of go haywire in the home. Other thing is that at least once a week or once a month, I always like to spray the pillows with a 1 in 10 bleach solution and pop it into the dryer for about 45 minutes. That will kill it. Any kind of germs and infections that could be on that or breeding. If your member has a sensitivity to bleach, because sometimes it can be kind of strong and you lay against it, it can cause some reactions. You may want to use a vinegar solution or just hot soap and water and put it through the dryer. Toss in a couple tennis balls, and that'll give it that bounce and fluff back. They'll appreciate it. Okay, so I'm back with another trick. If you guys have provided any type of in-home care, one of our least favorite things to do is bowel care. It just gets messy, it has a great smell, and so any kind of tricks or trades that I learn along the way, I like to share them with caregivers, especially new caregivers to the field, because it can be probably one of our most unpleasant tasks and tasks that probably turn most caregivers away. So I learned this early on, that when you have to provide bowel care at the bedside and you have a 3-in-1 commode, it comes with this nice little bucket. There's a chute to make sure it goes in there. But after your member actually goes to the restroom, you then get left with this wonderful task of having to take the bucket, clean it out, dump it in, and then scrubbing this out, which can become very unpleasant. And so and splattering and all kinds of stuff when you transition. So what I actually like to do is I take the empty bucket, and then instead of just letting my member go inside of it, I actually put a regular garbage bag. This is a bigger one because I had it here, but you can use a simple grocery sack that you get from the store, repurpose those. I double bag them, and I put it over top of it, and then I put a Bounty towel inside so that when the member goes, it doesn't splatter underneath them. And then I stick it right in here. I let the member go to the restroom, get cleaned up, put them back into the bed, and then when I go to actually do the cleaning, I then just take the bag off, tie it in a knot, and I throw it away outside. Now I don't actually ever have to scrub the bucket out, get dirty or scoop feces out of it. I all tie it up in here, it goes straight outside, it eliminates smell in the home, and it eliminates an extra cleaning step and potential risk for exposure for you. So of course wear your gloves, but use a bag trick if you have it. You'll give those grocery bags a second repurpose and do our environment a big thank you. So thank you for joining and watching us during these education pieces. We hope that you continue to follow us and check out our website at homeassisthealth.org, where you can find more information on COVID, more information on training, and even job opportunity sites. So Thanks for joining us, and visit us at homeassisthealth.org.